A brilliant German by the name of Friedrich Nietzsche. There was a rare gift in philosophers, the ability to think, resuming profound insights into a mere concept. His sharp wit and acid tongue in a handful of words. Even the densest ideas can be cut through with humor. With a challenge to conventional thinking. As part of our Fearless Pikel Spirit campaign, we have selected. This legendary thinker gave 100 quotes. Stay tuned until the end to find out what he has to say. Intriguing. Wisdom is something that can be born by someone who has a reason to live. It almost doesn't matter. One must still have chaos in their lives. Having the ability to give birth to a dancing child. To live is to suffer, to survive is to starve. In order to gain a deeper understanding of the worst part of suffering, hope is to see it come true. It is the greatest evil of all because it prolongs a torment. The person who fights monsters should take care of it. As a result, he does not become a. When you gaze long enough into it, you will see a monster. There's an abyss the abyss gazes back at. Everything you do is subject to your approval. No matter what interpretation you choose. A function of time determines what prevails at a given moment. Being in power and not being in control. Truth is what does not kill us, but makes us stronger. Inspires us. Beauty is stronger when its essence is stronger. Art is the essence of all great art. It would be impossible to be grateful without music. It is a mistake to think that the true man wants only two things. To play and be in danger is what he seeks. There is no greater danger than playing with a woman. The thing he would learn if he learned to fly one day. Learning to stand and walk is the first step. A person cannot fly by running, climbing, or dancing. Towards. There is no suffering when you are flying. Rather than making someone pay for it every time. It already contains the following information. The absence of love is not the cause of revenge, but the lack of forgiveness. An absence of friendship that makes you unhappy. Insane individuals, marriage is a good thing. Rarely, but in groups of nations and parties. It is the epics. Every day lost should be considered as a rule. On which we haven't danced at least once. Once and for all. The false statement was not accompanied by an at. One or more. You've got to laugh at women, they make you high. Lows are higher and highs are lower. It is common for there to be only acts and no facts. You have your interpretations, I have mine. It's my way as far as the right way is concerned. There is only one way it doesn't. The purpose of existence is to forget one's purpose. The most common form of an individual's stupidity is their own. Every time, there is a reason. When one is mad, one should die proudly. Lives are no longer possible. My climbs are always followed by. It was called a dog. Ego affects the present by influencing the future. It's just as important as. We live in the shadows of our past thoughts. Feelings that the ER is always emptier and darker. Our love of life doesn't come from being rich or famous. Because we're used to living, we're used to living. As a result, the best weapon against an enemy is love. Another example is. A child is every man's enemy. Trying to hide. Playing a woman may very well lead to a romantic relationship. However, for this to happen, I need to be friends with him. Sustained endurance requires a little help. Physical activity. On the mountains of truth, you have antipathy. It will never be in vain for you either if you climb. Don't let today pass you by without reaching higher up. You will be training your powers to become more powerful. Climbing will be easier. Those who cannot comprehend how it works tomorrow. Putting their thoughts on ice is not a good idea. Let's take the debate to the next level. Love always manifests itself in whatever we do. It goes beyond good and evil. The forgetful are blessed by the evil because they are forgetful. Take care of their needs even if they don't. It is more dangerous to get convicted of blunders. Truth's foes are more numerous than its supporters. What are the lies you tell when you marry? Do you believe that you will be successful? I am able to communicate well with this person. As you get older, everything else becomes less important. A marriage consists of. Many are stubborn in their pursuit of the transitory. They have chosen a few to walk along this path. Continuation of pursuit. In order to corrupt a young person, the best way is to assisting him in holding a higher regard for. People who think alike tend to be more successful than those who think differently. Consider. As a result, eternal facts are not as real as they seem. Absolutes are impossible. I may know why it is man better than anyone else. The only one who laughs suffers so much. In order to survive, he had to invent. Laughter is an expression of irrationality. In fact, there is no argument against its existence. The condition of. When one does not have a good father, it is necessary to create. There is no consolation in one love, but there is in two. As long as we have light, we will not die. This is. Success has always been a great motivator. A liar is one of a number of horrible people. The solution to a problem is not to solve it, but to tangle it. It will be harder to solve for if it goes up. Those who want to deal with it, whoever they are, can't hit the nail on the head. Ask the head not to hit it. Love is the only thing that demands attention. Arrogance is the greatest of all sins. There is no God, based on my presuppositions. Someone who enjoys being praised all the time. Lie is the most common type of lie. The act of lying to oneself is the act of lying to others. A relatively rare occurrence. The blindness of love closes the circle of friendship. Closing the eyes is the most difficult. I open my hand out of love and want to keep it as modest as possible. Man's greatness lies in his ability to give. The bridge is not the road. Any kind of art should exist as a goal. It is necessary for aesthetic activity to exist in a certain way. An essential physiological condition is unavoidable. He who cannot give anything is intoxicated. Nothing can be felt away from home. Either he who humbles himself will. The state of being. It is exalted that the great eras of our lives have been. We gain courage when we face certain situations. In order to rebaptize our evil qualities. Best of luck. Your qualities are characterized by more wisdom. You are more alive in your deepest body part. Underestimated arrogance on the part of the meritorious is even more offensive to us than the arrogance of those without merit, for merit itself is offensive. It is my ambition to say in 10 sentences what others say in a whole book. I do not know what the spirit of a philosopher could more wish to be than a good dancer, for the dance is his ideal. Also is fine art, finally also the only kind of piety he knows is divine. Service at times one remains faithful to a cause only because its opponents do not cease to be insipid. What really raises one's indignation against suffering is not suffering intrinsically, but the senselessness of suffering. Aesthetics are picturesque. Mankind would rather see gestures than enjoy listening to reasons why words are merely symbols. Things, relationships with one another. They never discuss absolutes with us. Character is more determined by truth than anything else. Experiences that are lacking than those that are present. There are those who have them. Under the new system, all sciences are now under one. Groundwork must be prepared. Philosophical task for future times. The problem of value must be solved. For the purpose of determining the true hierarchy. The best author will be the one who values. A person who is ashamed of becoming one. Writing.